Morning, everybody. Welcome to J&T Crawfish Farms. We're out here checking the levees, making sure we don't have no leaks, and we're actually dressing off the top levee right here. I dressed these levees off a little too late, and they're kind of soft. So sit tight. We'll show you what we're doing with the tractor. All right, so you can see the levees are soft, and that's pretty much the perfect plug we want for the crawfish. But they're so soft that north wind, that water's gonna erode that levee. So this is what we're doing. He's just grabbing mud from the pond itself and pushing it on there and kind of packing it. Is actually building it a little bit taller, and it's actually getting it a little bit wider, and it'll firm up. It'll have a chance to firm up. Now this tractor has the radial tires on it, so they got a pretty good bit of tread on them, but it's still way different than having a set of R2 tires. So it gives it a little bit of a less traction when you got these tractors in the mud. And actually, when I bought this tractor, I do want to say that there was an option, you know, if I built it, I could have put R2 tires on it, but this is what they had on the lot. And for a 75 horse tractor, it's doing the job. I'm very impressed with the power of it. And this model is a Case IH Formal 75C. So far, so good. We haven't had no problems with the tractor. Very pleased with it. Now, there are some things about the front end loader that I do not like. It does have a float. If you go too far forward with it, it floats downward. I don't like that. And when you put too much pressure on the bucket unfolds from you. There's a loader valve once it hits a certain pressure to keep you from hurting the cylinders on the front end loader or breaking or bending anything. It'll actually release the pressure. And And he's got a full bucket right now, and he knows it. He's just trying to push what's in front of it towards the levee. That's all he's trying to do. So he's actually building more mud and dirt on this side of the levee, which is the north side, because this is the top cut, and it's actually the biggest cut we have here. So that north wind just comes straight across, and then once crawfish season starts, they'll start eating this down, and this will be more open water look to it, and that water is just going to come across in a wavy action and hit that levee and actually degrade it some. So this is why we're doing what we're doing. Not saying we won't have to come back and do more patchwork with the front end loader, but we're going to do this for now. Another thing I'm also doing is besides just checking the levees, make sure they're not leaking any, no rat holes through them or minks or any other rodent issues we have, is I'm walking out and I'm checking my water depth in each cut. And so far so good. I have everything set where it needs to be. One thing that I do is we wear lacrosse. So that little lacrosse symbol down there, when I put my foot firmly on the bottom and it's right at that, that's perfect. Perfect for the crawfish trap. Not too much water, not too least amount. Perfect flood. So I'm gonna let my brother do his thing. My brother come and help me build up that some more. He's gonna actually do this whole levee. He's already done all of that. And way down there. All the way down. All the way to there. Our camera's focused on that. So way over there. Which is, he's not taking too long. It's doing a good job. And I apologize if we have a strong wind noise. It's pretty windy. We've been getting a lot of rain, and now we got a front coming in, or it's pretty much here. Anyway, I'll let my brother do his thing. I'm just riding the folder from cut to cut, checking it all out, making sure everything's good. I have seen a bunch of crawfish and picked them up and inspected them. They've been out a while. Still not mature enough to start. I want to wait till they get pretty close to full maturity before we put the crawfish traps in here. So I'm thinking we got maybe another month. Then we'll put the crawfish traps out. So me and the old trusty Honda. I'll keep checking. Go from there. So as I'm coming down the field road, I find this guy. Looking good, growth, gonna be a big fella one day. So still got a little more growth to go to him. Looking good. Putting him back in the water. We're dealing with some clay right here, so it's a little tougher on the tractor. But the first probably 4 inches or so, maybe less than that, is good topsoil. And when we get down a little bit lower, he's having to fight with some clay, which is just making the video shaky. We're jumping around a little bit. It is doing good. I mean, you can see how small that is there. How much bigger it makes the levee. And it'll all firm up. It'll firm back. It'll dry. Of course, the edges where the water's at, of course, it's always going to stay water soaked. Now, last year at this time, you couldn't see across this field. This field, the next cut, and the next cut were full of trees. I didn't have the YouTube channel then, and I was able to get all the trees out of it. And if y'all have seen some of our previous videos when we had the excavator, pulling all them little trees out, this is where we were. If you've seen in the videos, there's a pile of trees there. You know, they're here and there. We tried to burn them, but they didn't want to burn, so we just left them be for this year. Next year, we're gonna try to get them out of here. And then possibly we're trying to take some of these cuts down there into bigger cuts, pull a levee out, every other levee out, and water level them together. Trying to make it easier to farm the property. Alright, so all you John Deere guys up north, I'd like to see your John Deeres do this. Nothing runs like a deer, right? Let's see it get in the mud and water. Now, I'm not biased towards John Deere case, but I do prefer case for other reasons. We seem to have a better case dealer than a John Deere dealer. So, and if you've seen some of the videos that we've posted, like with the 9380 plowing, it's a monster, but they have a Cummins in them. They don't put Cummins in these tractors anymore. And that John Deere that I have in some of the videos too, the 8870, it don't have the displacement that Cummins has. It's supposed to be a 375 horse, plus the pump is tuned up a little bit, I think 12%. So I don't know how much closer that gets it to 400 horse, like that 9380. That 9380 has 400 horse in 14 Cummins in it. And there ain't much that slows it down as far as how we farm down here. And this is rough on equipment. But, and that's part of why I said in my first video, we showed how we farm down here in South Louisiana, how we put these tractors in mud and water. It's not tearing them up. Needless to say, it's just how we have to farm. You know, we have other ways that would prevent things like this from happening, for us not to have to fix these levees. You know, if we had just a rat hole, we could come and fix it with the backhoe, dig into the levee, dig it out, repack it back in there, and you'll never have a problem with it the rest of the year. But farming on a budget. So I'm riding co-pilot. My brother's driving. He's farmed like me all his life. We grew up farming. We both worked on many farms. He comes help me all the time. He'll run the crawfish if I need an extra hand running. Obviously he'll come and help work on levees. Anytime we're doing something, he'll come around and give us a hand, whether it's pumping water or what have you. But he enjoys it just like I enjoy it. It's a way of life, and I believe it's still in our blood, so we're just having fun. All right, guys, this is the next day. I'll show you what we got going on over here. Alright, so everybody has these new tractors. You can't sit on the seat with the PTO unengaged and then get off the seat, because it will shut the tractor down. So I'm going to show you the bypass for the Case IH 475C. Engage it. We're powering a relief pump. That's what we pump with. Okay. So I'm just going to keep giving it RPMs, and the pipe drop is way over there. That's the riser. I'm just going to give it RPM until we start coming out. I usually bring up the RPM real slow so it can build up through the pipeline. That's a good little ways from here to there without breaking anything. I can't fully get off the seat. On the Case, this is the button. So what I gotta do is I'm looking, this right there. So I'm gonna barely sit on the seat, and I'm gonna push this button over here, and when it's gonna give me a checkpoint, I gotta get right off the seat. All right, so that's done. As soon as it gave me that check mark, I got off the seat. And then now the tractor will run and pump. So right now, this is how we're pumping. We're just using the tractor to power the relief pump. And then it just sends it down the line, goes down the ground, and goes all the way to that top cut where you see it coming out of the riser. So, all right, so if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe for more. And we'll see y'all here on the next one.